The I Am Movement presents When Wisdom Speaks, featuring Miss Zoe Williams, youth leader and ambassador of the I Am Movement.
I am Zoe, and these are my words of wisdom on preparing our youth for greatness.
What is the greatest disconnect that you've witnessed in the youth, emotionally, physically, and spiritually?
The greatest disconnect that I've witnessed in the youth today is love.
Why would you say love?
Because teens nowadays are faced with different difficulties and obstacles. For example, losing friends at such a young age. You haven't graduated high school yet, and reality is you don't really feel you have the support you need from a parent or a school counselor, because losing friends, especially to violence, it hits different because it's your friend. You know, you're young and it's traumatizing, especially because it's happening often, it's happening a lot, it's becoming a thing, it's becoming the normal nowadays for us as teens. And love is definitely a disconnect with this topic, because with us losing our friends and being confused and lost and not understanding why them or why us, because it also reflects on us, when losing them, we love different. We see love different. It's not the same anymore because, for example, some things hit people differently. Like, I have a friend who lost a close friend. We lost a close friend. And for her, it was just, I can't love you no more because I love this person and look what happened. And you love different. It hits you different. You don't know how to approach a friend anymore because you don't know the unknown. And yeah.
So it's like you don't want to experience hurt again. So
Yes.
To protect my heart from experiencing that kind of pain again, I won't open up to you.
Yes, and it also can be shown differently in some teens like me, whereas losing a friend at a young age impacted me in a way where I can't love you enough than I already do. Like, I love you so much that it hurts because I don't want to lose you. And some people, they experiencing these traumatizing events and they back out and they give up. With teens losing their friends to the streets, is also causing them to mentally function different as far as who they can trust, who to be vulnerable with.
If you had to give advice to yourself and other people, how have you been able to move forward after losing someone that's close to you? Especially when we talk about in a violent way.
Moving forward, as crazy as it sounds, music has helped me move forward, because music is powerful. It speaks to your soul sometimes. It can make you cry. It can make you jump up and down. It can make you dance. And for me, music has impacted me in a way where I have those moments where it's like, dang, that really hit my heart. That song really hit my heart. It reminded me of this or reminded me of that. But it makes me just want to do better. It makes me want to go harder, because you don't want to be the example that your friend had to be. And life is very important, and because your friend wasn't able to live on, you have to live on for yourself and for them. My advice to the youth as far as moving on from the hurt, and I'm not saying moving on as in forgiving, I'm saying moving on to be the change, to be different, because you don't want to be the example your friend had to be. And it's a touchy subject and it hurts. But my advice would be to move on, to move on. To live, yes. When I say move on, I don't mean to forget about that person or to not acknowledge your hurt, because I have been that somebody. I am that somebody who has experienced the loss of a close friend through violence or just the loss of a close friend, period. When I say move on, I mean don't stop your life, because you still have a chance and you don't want to waste your chance dwelling in something that is not in your control. So be strong, continue, and don't give up.
How do you think we could change where we are today? Because so many of your friends are being lost to gun violence, in your neighborhood, shootings all happening all the time with people that you see today, they're gone tomorrow. What do you think we need to do as a people to change that?
As a whole, it just needs to stop. As a whole. Because too many lives are being taken and being examples of hurt, are being examples of death. And it's not fair, because that somebody can easily be you. So put the guns down, stop the violence, because enough is enough. Enough is enough. That's just that. Like, it's not really much to say, but stop. Because you don't know how it feels until it's your turn to feel it. And nobody wants that turn. Especially unexpectedly, because when you think of death, you think of she died from a sickness. She was old. But nowadays it's my friend got shot. That's not fair, and it doesn't fit our reality. It doesn't fit what our reality is supposed to be, because we have so much life in us and we have so much ahead of us, and we're being stopped because of this hurt and this pain. So put the guns down. Stop the violence.
What is the greatest misconception about our youth?
The greatest misconception about our youth is that we're not being heard. And when I say this, I mean us being so young and being faced with traumatizing events, and it causes us to lash out in unacceptable ways sometimes. And we look up to our parents, we look up to our school counselors, we look up to those guardians, whoever your guardian may be, or whoever is older than you, or somebody you can look up to. We look up to those people, and we sometimes don't get the answer we need.
What do you think you need from your parents, from your family, and from your community in order to be great?
There are many things that I need, that we need from our parents, from our counselors, from our teachers. Starting with being more in tune into what's going on around us, because sometimes as adults, when your child comes to you with an event that's occurring in their life, you sometimes you look past it because you're not being in tune with it. You're not putting yourself in our shoes because we're young. But no, we are experiencing adult things, and we need you guys to hear us very loud, because we're lashing out, and honestly, it hurts to say, teens are killing teens now, and it's because we're not being heard. We don't know what to do. We're lost. We're confused, and we need your help. We need the teens to help us too, because it's not always about the adults, honestly. Sometimes us as teens, we lose ourselves. We don't have a visual of what is important because of the things that are happening. And if we all come together as one to not only get what we need, but to get what we need for ourselves, because we understand each other and we know what's going on. So extra help from adults as far as being more in tune with the things that are going on around us helps, but us also being in tune with each other, because we're just shattered, we're everywhere, and it's a lot at a young age as a youth.
Give me 3 challenges, the greatest challenges you feel the young people are faced with today, and how can you overcome them?
The first challenge.
Yes.
Death. We are losing our friends. We are losing our family. And reality is, the only way to really overcome it is for it to stop. And unfortunately, that we have no control whether it stops. So a way that you can overcome it is to live for yourself. Remain in your square, focus on your future, and don't get sucked into your your environment, and that takes a lot of self-control, self-determination, and you have to be fearless. You have to go after what you want, not what's coming after you, because that's not always what's best. Drug abuse. Drugs are heavy now. They're out and they're being brought to us, and we're trying because we have nothing else to do. And we're often told that it's a cure for this pain that we don't even understand. School. I feel as though DCPS, charter, it doesn't matter. School. We're not really getting a lot of support in school, so a way to overcome that is to ask for help. I have a lot of questions, and sometimes they don't all get answered. Don't keep asking them. Keep asking and be your help. You can't always depend on a teacher, because sometimes teachers forget that they're teachers and they are human too. So you have to advocate for yourself. That would be a way to overcome that.
Give the youth, yourself, your whole generation, whatever you want to say to encourage them, to empower them to get to that next place. What would be your words of wisdom, your final words of wisdom, and your words of encouragement for your generation?
My final words of wisdom and encouragement to my youth, to my team, because we're one, is to don't stop grinding. And whatever that means to you, just don't stop grinding. Allow your hurt to be your encouragement. Allow your hurt to not stop you. And sometimes you can be consumed by the hurt, but don't get consumed. Keep going, keep grinding. Don't give up. Know that you're not alone, because there's someone out there that may be hurting more, that might be looking for you. Yeah, and that's really all I have to say. Bye.
The I Am Movement is on the move. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube for the latest videos, posts, and updates. On Instagram at the_I_am_movement_SNW. On Facebook at the I Am Movement SNW. And on YouTube at the I Am Movement. Be sure to follow, subscribe, and like, and even hit the love button. Comment. Start the conversation.